all the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day, a beautiful Saturday. The weekend is here. We done made it of buttons that need to be checked. Chapters down below. It is the last day in February, so we're gonna finish it off strong, man. Appreciate the mad love. We got a new video on the second channel, which is called Reality Check, and now we got this one. We might drop two today. It just depends on how busy we are. So either way, let's get some hot buttons, man. This is getting even deeper. Let's go. All right, now into them first set of I don't give a fuck about some prestige buttons that need to be checked. We talking about Sajam clapping back. Now, we covered this about 2 videos ago where Sajam was catching a lot of heat, even from his own stream, about speaking out about the current Evo/Saudi merger where there's an Evo on every corner now. He continued to speak out because he's still getting some blowback on Twitter and he's not liking it. Some people are calling him out directly, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take some of these tweets, I'm gonna go to the stream, and I'm gonna address them individually. I was like, he's getting deep, man. So link down below for his YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff. We're just gonna check out a couple of clips and then go back to Twitter to get some of those reactions. Let's go.
I wanna make something very clear before we go back to this real quick. Evo expanding to new locations is dope. And I think for most people, like I would say any normal human who has been to an Evo or maybe hasn't been to an Evo but understands how and appreciates how big and like impactful the event is would tell you that Evo going to all these locations is very cool. It will, like I said multiple times, it will change someone's life. There is somebody from one of these places who's a world-class fighting game player who has just not gotten a chance because they haven't been able to go to these 3 events or some other event, right? And maybe there was not enough stuff in their regions to like give them an opportunity to show off their skills. We know this because Tekken has stuff like Arslan Ash showing up from Pakistan and becoming the most decorated Tekken Evo finalist of all time, right? Or Blaz and Cryme from Chile showing up and being insanely talented. I mean, even before that from Chile, like people like KBR showing up, right?
Okay, let's stop it right there real quick. So the reason why he's starting it off like this is because he's catching a lot of blowback on social media where people are like, oh, we can't have an Evo, you guys want to monopolize this, or the Americans are mad because we actually get a chance to have an Evo. We can actually get to one for the first time. You guys are being greedy or selfish. So Sajam is like, you're taking it twisted because I never said that. Matter of fact, he pulls up a tweet right here. He's like, yo, I never said any of this. I'm actually glad that overseas players get a chance to attend an Evo, but I think it's deeper than that. He continues on.
Here's the problem. I like fighting games, right? I play fighting games. I'm gonna assume this person in this tweet plays and likes fighting games, right? You know, Evo is for people who play and like fighting games. What they're doing is not in the serving the interest of you and I, okay? Long term. That's not their goal or objective or what they truly are caring about or trying to do. Now, are you going to get a dope event out of it? Yeah. Is that really awesome? Yeah. Am I upset about you getting a dope event? No. Not at all. Like, that's the problem is not like, yo, I can't believe that these other people are getting this. This belongs to me. What I'm telling you is that the problem is what it will do to the rest of everything that exists in the space already. I've already heard about people who are like, uh-oh, what am I going to do if my tournament lands on an Evo date next year? Am I just doomed?
All right, check this out. This is interesting because now he goes into the point where it's like, it's gonna monopolize the community and take away your smaller events or majors that we're used to. And he actually pulls up an example of how Evo France apparently dwarfed other majors or events that were in France right before it existed. Check this out.
This is an event in France called UFA. It existed for a while. This is 2022. It has 1,900 attendees. This is 2023. It has 1,800 attendees. This is 2024. It has 1,500 attendees. It's got a lot of people, right? Almost 1,600, almost 1,900, almost 2,000. In 2025, it had 800 attendees. Why? Because a month later, Evo France existed. So half of its entrants are gone. Isn't that great? That's awesome. The mix-up had 600, it grew to 800, and then halved again. Why? Because 2 months later, Evo France is gonna happen. I mean, if I didn't know about, if I was thinking about going to France or like Europe in general, there's no way that I would consider UFA or the mix-up over Evo France. Just because Evo France is a bigger event with more people going, more money on the line, right? And there's more going on. Even if the numbers for UFA would not drop as dramatically, like just think about it logically. Why would you go to UFA if you're outside of the region? Or even if you were in the region, like if you're in Europe somewhere and you wanted to go to France for a tournament, you would just go to UFA. Right? Because, like, why wouldn't you?
All right, stop right there. So basically bringing up a point of view, like, yo, you can see, like, people nowadays, actually people always, right? You have to distinguish or, like, put your budget out for the month or for the year. Like, okay, what could I afford to go to? But bigger also is, like, how much time can I afford to spend to take away from my job and my family? So you got to pick and choose. It's not like we can just attend every event. If we have to pick and choose, more than likely people are going to pick the biggest one, which is Evo. And if there's an Evo, if we got 10 Evos or 9 Evos, and then what is that, like a world championship or something on the 10th one, spread throughout the whole year, that's basically like one a month. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do it, but you would imagine, right? That's 10 months, something like that. And consider that they also said and more, so I don't even know what that means. But long story longer, it's like if they're doing this and you happen to be in that area of the world, more than likely you're always gonna choose Evo than anything else.
It's the exact same thing that happens everywhere, right? Listen, if you're like, yeah, all these people from NA are mad about Evo losing prestige because it's going to these other places, I promise you this, I don't give a fuck about Evo losing prestige. That is the least of my concerns. And I already told you, anybody who thinks that way, I think is just completely missing all of the points. I'm not that person. It's not me. Like, I already told you that is, I think, a completely irrelevant conversation. And anybody from NA who's saying that, I think, is completely wasting time yapping about maybe the least important aspect of Evo's globalization. And it says my name here. And then says a bunch of shit that I didn't say. So I don't care what other people from North America are saying, because I am this guy. This is me. I don't know if you're aware. This is me. And these are not things that I've said. I know people who like are more upset that I'm upset than anything close to why Saudi purchased and like what they're doing. There's so many people that are mad at me for making them have to morally reflect at what they're doing rather than what's happening. You know, like most people who like are going to these events, most of the people who see this are like, yes, I'm gonna get to go everywhere and make a lot of money. And then they see my post and they're like, this Sajam guy needs to shut the fuck up. He's trying to make me feel bad about getting a lot of money. Fuck that guy. And they're mad at me instead of any of this, right? They're just like, dude, this Sajam guy needs to pipe down. You know, he needs to keep it down. I don't care. Listen, if you don't care, if you're like, dude, I don't care about any of this Saudi stuff, they're chill vibes with me, then that's totally fine, right? I get if you don't care, that's, you know, you don't care. The thing that I'll tell you is, even if you don't care, they care. And what you're gonna end up with later might not be great. But if that's the case, then just accept the money and go in there and do your thing and have a great time. You don't gotta blame me. You're getting paid.
How y'all feeling about that? He's like, I don't give a F about some damn prestige. People are missing the point because a lot of people are arguing that on Twitter. And he's like, yo, there's a bigger picture. It's about how Saudi's gonna monopolize everything, and at the end of everything, more than likely when they pull out, because they're not making money off of this. So at some point, you would have to think that even them, with all their infinite money, are gonna want some type of return. And after a couple of years, 7 years, a decade, whatever, they might just say, you know what, we're done here because we done milked this cow, and then we have to start from ground zero. But what is ground zero? Like I was saying in the other video, it's easier than just like, oh, they left, let's turn the music back on, let's party, y'all, back to grassroots. No, because what will be left? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're so invested in them because they were invested in us, that do we even have the resources anymore to start throwing majors or have a circuit like we did before they even got here? That's the scary thought, right? But also, that's assuming that all that's gonna happen. Sajam is looking at it from that point of view, and he's like, if y'all just want the money, or if you want a dope-ass event, that's fine, more power to you. I'm not mad that you're getting a dope-ass event and you finally get to attend an Evo. And he also goes on to say in the video that Evo Brazil is probably gonna be bonkers, like it's probably gonna be hype as hell. He's like, the deeper picture though, is like what they're doing to the FGC in general, and what it's gonna look like when it's done. So obviously all this is assumptions right now. We don't really know how bad it's gonna be or how good it's gonna be. But going back to Twitter, I noticed Sajam posted this as well, calling more people out, saying, quote, retweeting this one time for creators out there: if you're a creator / person in the world, do not feel the need to be the bigger person all the time. If people are lying or flaming you, expecting you to never say anything or to correct them is silly and childish. You don't get to, then he tags this person, and you can tell they deleted that tweet. So obviously they didn't want the smoke. And he says, case in point, even worse, this person flamed me for an hour straight, nonstop complaining about me being rude. And then the second I quote retweet them, they scurry away in private. Come on now. And you can see these posts are protected. So yeah, he's clapping back. Incross posts as well. I saw him post this little meme or video saying, realizing we can't blame Sajam for everything when he moves on to Deadlock. Underneath that, getting deeper, we got more FGC saying Tong putting the FGC out of its misery in 2029 after Saudi Arabia moves on to TCG events. You see, not Peter Griffin in the coma. All right. And then continuing on, that imagery of Batman crying and saying, please don't leave me, but now he's holding Sajam instead. And remember, Mike Ross shared his vision of this many moons ago, and the final will it kill. So there it is, man. How we feeling? It's weird, but I almost feel like Sajam is just that one, without even trying, to be that guy that has to speak up, or that at least feels like he has to, and get blackballed for it. You know what I'm saying? For his career to suffer. I remember when he spoke up against Capcom, and it wasn't even necessarily him speaking up like, I'm taking a stand against Capcom. No, it was him sharing his opinion, I believe, about the netcode, and the powers that be didn't like it, and then he wasn't commentating anymore. And then when he finally came back, I think it was on the CPT or something, people were like, oh shit, Sajam's back. Now, technically, he never went anywhere, but you know what I mean. He was back on the circuit. Now, this is assumptions, because some people are saying, I don't think it was that deep, while others were like, no, we heard him say it on stream. So, I mean, I covered that episode, I want to say like, that story came out like 3 years ago or something like that. Either way, like I'm saying, it's out there. And now, once again, Sajam finds him in a damn predicament where he has to stay true, where he's like, yo, I gotta stay true to my morals. I don't believe in this. I was already on the fence about going to Evo as is. And now look, Evo's gonna be everywhere. This can get him so much money, you know what I'm saying? I bet all these commentators and pro players, they're excited as hell, man. Why wouldn't they be? Because you're talking about bags over bags and opportunities. Now, granted, it's just the top 1% that's gonna see this money, but still, it's more opportunities. So why wouldn't people feel excited? So either way, Sajam looks like he finds himself in a big-ass predicament, catching some heat for it. What the hell's gonna happen? Unfortunately, though, all we can do is wait and see, because either this is going to be the impending doom of the FGC, or low-key going to be the greatest thing that has ever happened to us. How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, next up for that murder face, Tokido. He coming out speaking on how Punk is out of Cap Cup and how he was chosen to replace Punk. So he actually made a whole video responding to this. This was just like yesterday. And I noticed it's not necessarily on the American FGC radar yet, so I figured I would share it with you guys. It is auto-dubbed, so it speaks in that annoying-ass robotic voice. I took that off. I hate that voice. So I'm gonna go ahead and just play it, and I'm gonna read the subtitles. Let's go.
皆さんこんにちは。リジェストロット G の時戸でございます。現在ですね、2月26日の朝なんですが、時戸チャンネル初、緊急で動画を回しております。こちらね、タイトルにも、あります通り、3月11日から開催
He
され
said,
る
we are filming an emergency video on this channel. It has been announced that Tokido is confirmed for Cap Cup 12.
カップ12にですね、時戸の出場が、決定いたしました。
Which starts on March 11th.
ありがとうございます。プロツアーの最後に行われるカプコンカップ優勝賞金がなんと1億5000万円相当の大会なんですけれども、それに向けて
Go.
なんですが、先日、プエルトリコから帰ってきて、もう時差ボケのまんまですよね。朝起きたらですね、カプコンさんの方から、チームにどうやら連絡があったようで、パンク選手がですね、本人の都合によ
So
って
he said, then the other day I woke up, I was coming back from Puerto Rico, jet lagged by the way, and it seems like Capcom had reached out to my team and due to personal circumstances made traveling to Japan difficult. I guess he's talking about for Punk, and he's like, now I'm in. Let's continue.
方への渡航が困難になってしまったということで、カプコンカップ辞退することになり、私時々が繰り上がりで出場できることになったということでございます。で、僕8位なんで、それだったら7位の人が繰り上がりになるんじゃないのというご質問があるかと思うんですが、7位だったプレイヤー、イギリスはですね、エンディングウォーカー選手というまだ10代の若手選手なんですが、
So he's like, since I'm in 8th place, or I have the 8th spot right now, wouldn't the 7th place player be the one elected to take Punk's place and not me? He's like, that's a fair question. But the one that already had the 7th spot was Ending Walker, and he has already qualified. So that's why it went to me.
ね、プレミアポイントの枠が決まった後でワールドウォリアーイギリス枠という、カプコンカップの出場枠があり、そちらで取ったためもう彼は出場が決まってたんですよ。なのでさらに僕の方まで繰り下がってきて総合8位の、時々が出るようになったと、いうことでございます。ちょっとそのパンクの都合っていうのは分からずでしてね、なんだろう、病気とかじゃないといいなとは思うんですが。
So right now I think he's like, that's the way it works. I'm not sure what happened with Punk. I hope it's nothing serious like an illness. So I guess I'm not sure if he doesn't know or didn't read the tweet yet with Punk. But then again, he's looking at the tweet right now with Punk. So maybe he's thinking that something deeper is happening with Punk besides the passport. I'm not sure. Let's continue.
自分としてはですね、今年プレミア大会に全部出させてもらって8大会ですね、途中まで、かなり苦戦しまして、最後の方もちょっと厳しいかなと思ってたんですが、最後の2大会でですね、両方トップ8に入ることができて、尻上がりに調子を上げることができたんですよ。ただ最後にですね、もう若手の強いところ、レシャー、ブラズ、ヒナオ、そしてパンクにですね、阻まれて
all the young bucks. So he was like, there was a minute where I thought it was going to be too hard to enter. I think he said, but the last two events I placed top 8. So I finished it all in an upswing. He was like, but there were some players, some young guns, right, that blocked my path, which was Hanao, Blaz, and Lashar. Let's continue.
1個でもね上げてれば出場かなったかなとも思ったんですが、そんな事情もありまして、今年は出れなかったか残念だなと思ってたんですが、最後まで諦めずにポイントを少しでも稼ぎ続けたことが。
He's like, I had already accepted that I might not be able to go this year, but I kept grinding every point that I could.
あったのかなと思うので、最後まで諦めずに頑張ってよかったかなと。でも長い間格闘ゲームやってきましたけど、僕その繰り上がりっていう形でこういった大きな舞台に出させてもらうことって少 少なくともね記憶にはないんで初めてになるのかな。一度立たれた身だったんですが、せっかくねこういうチャンスをいただけたので全力でやってまいりますので、何卒応援の方よろしくお願いいたしま
All right,
す。
so he's like, I don't recall this ever happening to me where I'm just like called in as a replacement. This is probably the first time I've experienced this. But he's like, I've kind of been here in a sense where my path has been cut off before. But since I got the opportunity, I'm going to give it my all. Please cheer me on. And there you have it, Tokido. There's a lot more to that video. Link down below. Definitely check it out for yourself. How you feeling? Golly, there's so much happening right now. There is so much happening, and I'm still shocked. Punk's not going to be there. Whatever the reason is, some people think there's conspiracy theories behind Punk. Maybe his passport just simply expired. He couldn't get it in time. Some people think he lost it. There's even people out there saying he's running, he's ducking. There's a lot, right? But all in all, he's not going to be there. He's not going to be there. And that just, like I said, takes more of the hype away. You already got $10 or you already got to pay $10. I read one comment this morning where somebody was like, it's just $10. Pay the damn $10. But I think it's deeper than that, right? Because it's like, yeah, it's just $10. Who can't get some $10? At least borrow some. Don't get me wrong. I've been in plenty of situations where I couldn't afford some damn $10 because life is life. Let's be real. But at the end of the day, yes, $10 should be very affordable, but it's also behind a paywall, and it's also something that a lot of players do not believe in, and they don't believe in supporting. I think that's the bigger thing. But ultimately, like I said in the last video, I'm very curious to see how this all plays out. How y'all feeling? Let me know. And there it is one more time, Butt Check family. Appreciate you on this beautiful day. Today is Saturday. I might drop two, man. Check this out. I'm gonna share something really deep real quick. This is pre-recorded. I actually recorded this a day or two before you guys are seeing it. The reason being is because I knew this Saturday, by the time you're watching this video, I was gonna be extremely busy because my dad's birthday is here today. So I'm gonna be with my dad tonight. But in the morning, I have to go to a funeral. And crazy thing is, y'all, it's actually my ex-mother-in-law. My ex-mother-in-law. Kind of a weird relationship, right? Your in-laws is always kind of like a weird relationship, even though they can be great. But you're talking about your ex-in-laws? That can be a reach, I should say. That can be a reach. Haven't seen her in some years, but she was always a blessing to me. She was always very nice, very cordial, and she was great to my kids, her grandkids, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that I have to go to this when she's still super young and nobody expected it is bonkers to me. That this is my reality. I'm having a celebration tonight with my father, but I'm having a mourning and I guess a life celebration, as it were, earlier today. So long story, man. The only reason why I wanted to bring this up is, man, life is short, man. Every now and then we got to check these like buttons, and this is a weird way to end this video, but I just feel like somebody needed to hear it. Somebody out there needed to hear it, man. Life is freaking short, so enjoy it. Love the people you're with all your freaking heart, man. Run the damn set, live life, live it out loud, all that cliche stuff, man, because we only get it once. So appreciate y'all. If anything, this makes me appreciate the hell out of you guys even more, man. So thank you guys for this opportunity. Thank you for making Button Check even a reality and for this life that we're living. So I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I will see you, more than likely, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And as always, I don't know what it is, but I know somehow, some way, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.